The United States has reversed its travel ban on refugees, saying it will allow immigrants from 11 countries to enter America. Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Mali, DPRK, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria and Yemen had been categorized as a security risk. US officials saying extra vetting processes will be conducted for citizens of these countries. The changes come after a 90-day review of refugee admissions by the US State Department, the Department of Homeland Security and US intelligence agencies. Well, CGTN's Abdulaziz Billo is in Mogadishu and has some reaction from one of the affected countries, and that is Somalia. He joins us on the line. Abdulaziz, how has the news of the lifting of the ban been received in Somalia?
Well, Karen, officially yet there's no comment from the government, but definitely in the coming hours we expect that the government will issue a press statement regarding this. But one thing to note, Karen, is since President Farmajo took over office in February 2017, this has been the call from the government side for the removal of Somalia from that infamous Trump's travel ban that included mostly predominantly Muslim countries. But definitely this will come as a welcome news to Somali nationals also who are planning to visit, either study or go for medical reasons in the United States. But the government has long been saying that this ban poorly reflects on the government side, especially at a time when the government welcomed improvement in relations between Washington and Mogadishu for the first time in almost 3 decades. So definitely the government here is of the view that Somalis have contributed positively in the U.S. We have police officers of Somali origin in the U.S., including a female politician, the first ever Somali senator to be elected in the local Congress in Minneapolis. So the government here has of the view that Al-Shabaab remains the biggest challenge, and for now it relies mostly on support from the U.S. So this lifting of this ban is highly welcomed here, Karen, in Somalia for now.
And Abdulaziz, there's a huge population of Somali refugees in Dadaab camp in Kenya. Are there internally displaced persons in Somalia who were hoping to go to the US?
Well, Karen, not just refugees in Dadaab. We have different countries where Somalis are waiting to be relocated to the United States. We have refugees also in other countries, including Djibouti as well as Ethiopia. We don't have displaced persons right now here in the country who are waiting to go to the United States, but we just have a huge number of Somali returnees who have returned back from these camps. So definitely one of the facts here on the ground is that there is no embassy here in Somalia that specifically addresses the issue of visa issuance here. All these nationals and refugees in Kenya, Ethiopia and Djibouti, they get their visas at the American embassy in those countries. So definitely one thing to note, Karen, is that this program has been ongoing since the early 90s. Since Somalia plunged into anarchy, thousands of Somalis have traveled to the U.S. under this program. It's been an ongoing one. But one thing to note is that that travel ban itself that has now been changed, and that refugees can now go back, ensured that Somali families can be able to reunite with their loved ones. We have individuals in camps in Kenya as well as in Ethiopia who are not in a position to go back to the U.S. to reunite with their families, despite having their visas, despite going through all the clearance, and despite them getting the visa to go to the U.S. So definitely this is a welcome news for Somalia at this time, and one that the government will surely work on to improve in the coming months.
Okay, thank you for that update. That was CGTN's Abdulaziz Billo there in Mogadishu.